So Nate gets straight to work cleaning up all of Ryan's fucking neglect.
John Taffer would be pissed.
Oh, my God.
What are you doing? You'll kill people.
And Gordon Ramsay would have pulled 4 yachts up to the starboard of this boat.
24 hours to hell and back.
And thrown up an inflatable screen.
Well dressed up as Mrs. Doubtfire.
It would have been odd because the new...
Welcome aboard another brand spanking new episode of Another Bachelor Podcast. Patreon exclusive, presents it. You know the shit. I'm Dylan, saddled up next to one real Nicholas Davis.
Ahoy, mateys.
Pat, producer of the podcast, is over there behind my glasses.
Permission to come aboard.
Permission granted. What's up, boys?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing, Dilly?
I'm good.
Nick, how are you?
I'm extremely relaxed. I'm good.
I am too. I got a mimosa in my hand.
Why don't you get us a mimosa?
Yeah, because you'd probably do something like really catty and condescending to me. Mimosa.
So we got an episode of Below Deck to get into. We are hot off the heels of my Neggy Worm performance last week.
Oh, was that the show that you got really...
Kind of all existential.
Yeah. It's the purpose of all this. Yeah.
How's that going?
Well, I'm reading a lot of Russian literature, so not great.
Yeah,
I'm still very much there right now. I'm an impressionable young boy.
Maybe stop exploring and just stuff it all deep down inside. That's what I do.
So, the good news is, though, that I am happy tonight because...
You read Kafka?
No. 2/3 of the shit pie are gone. Really... half the shit pie. I think the shit pie includes Benny, Jamie, Magda, and Ryan.
Yeah.
Benny may not make the crust, but I still think he's included in the shit pie. So I don't want to dwell on the negative. Jamie and Benny are still here, annoying my eyes and my brain. But thank God Magda and Ryan are gone. What a beautiful sending off we had for Ryan. I can't wait to talk about that.
Hey, mate, you're going to have to leave the boat if you're talking like that. Now you got a time limit. It's 25 minutes. I love that move.
I'm in my pots and tots, and I'm giving it 95.
You enjoyed it. Well,
yeah.
I have to say, though, Dylan, you enjoyed your fury of Pizza Rat. I mean, he's gone now.
We are only 4 episodes left, and I think at episode 7 or 8, I was capped out on shitface, shitbag, Pizza Rat. You know.
I understand.
You know.
You can only hate someone so much.
Oh, yeah. It feels yucky. You know, it feels yucky. So why don't you guys take it away with Pots?
Go ahead, Nick.
I enjoyed it quite a bit at moments, but there were definitely some dull moments when we got 2 new people. It felt like the first day of school in the middle of the school year. I didn't appreciate it. We're like kind of getting to know them. We're usually past it by that point. I did enjoy the send-off. I did enjoy the disaster at the end that I didn't really understand what was going on with the dinner.
Yeah.
Although it made me sad because Ryan got to look upon that with glee.
Yeah.
Pretty good episode. I think I'm going to go back to my safe zone, 72 knots.
Okay, yeah.
Wow. Nick, I disagree with you. I actually enjoyed the new students showing up in the middle of the school year. That was always a thing when I went to high school. A really hot girl named Lacey Kibbert showed up in the 10th grade. I went to school with a bunch of ugly people. I think, honestly, the reason I didn't have sex with anybody in high school is because everyone was so hideous looking. Small town from Lunenburg, Massachusetts.
They weren't attractive enough for you.
Right, and I was ugly, too. It's only through plastic surgery and eating disorder
and
that
a
got
little bit
me
of money
to my level.
Well, have some fucking willpower. Nothing tastes as good as skinny feels.
That's right. She was partying with Depp last week.
Was she?
Yeah.
Well.
So anyway, so I actually enjoyed it. I think, boy, what a breath of fresh air Taylor and Nate are going to make. I can't wait.
Taylor might be a little cunt. We don't know yet.
Yeah, I think that might be the case. Anybody starts talking about how no one gets their position at their young age, might be a little bit of a cut.
I enjoyed the first 10 minutes.
Too early for a C?
No, it's down under.
Okay.
We can let that fly.
You think they got 4 more episodes to go with this thing?
Yeah, and I can't wait for the reunion. You know, with all this season being as horrible as it was, I think the reunion is going to be, as the kids say, flames, because we're going to have the closeted homosexual Jamie being confronted by people. We're going to have shitbag, you know, being made fun of, that his dad burnt or put his cigarettes out on his arms, and that's why he's all fucked up. You know, whatever.
Yeah,
It's going to be fun. Good. How many pots?
Hold on. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, did you give your knots?
No, not yet.
Oh, you have more stuff. I want to mention something about people coming in the middle of the year. I don't
went
like
to prom with Lacey Kibbert, by the way. So I went to prom with the hottest girl in my entire high school.
Congratulations.
Didn't get any action.
That's what happened to me. I went to prom with an insanely beautiful girl, Molly McCook. She's now on that Tim Allen show.
Oh, nice.
And everyone was like, how the fuck did he do that? And it was very insulting, actually. There were
Saying you were
whispers
safe.
around the
safe.
senior patio. How did he pull that off? There's no way he hooked up with her. And
They were right.
they were right.
I
But she wanted to hook up, but the party got shut down, and then I just didn't have the balls to do it back at my friend's parents' house. It's one of my greatest regrets in life.
I also didn't hook up with Hannah Stickler. She was a super hot girl I brought from another school. It was actually homecoming, not prom. And yeah, just too much of a puss.
I got $50 that says he was the dickhead that wore the white tuxedo.
No.
Damn it, I lost $50.
Yeah.
To myself.
I was going to say, who are you going to pay?
No, I didn't. I wanted to get like something like wacky and stuff, but basically I had to stick with the baseline price you could get a tux at. But I didn't like watching the new people come to new school. In real life, I did like new school members. We had Amanda Clockey. Everybody called her Winnie. She came in the middle of the school year in middle school when I was in my sexual prime.
Yeah.
Not my sexual prime. I don't know, my attractiveness prime. When I was 7th or 8th grade, I was quite the pimp, kissing girls on cheeks right and left. And yeah, me and Winnie started dating like right away.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then we started hooking up. She went to a different school for high school, and then we started hooking up. And then she had sex with Brian Files and lied to me about it, and they were fucking the whole time. We weren't dating, but I just don't like being lied to.
Yeah. How many pots do you give it?
40.
So, guys, we begin where we last left off with Sid from Ice Age getting the axe. She was fired because she had too much going on in her life and was not of the mental clarity to be a maid out at sea. But we've got bigger fish to fry right now. The waste of water and oxygen himself, Shitbag Pizza Rat, is up next. It is his time now to step up to the scaffold and get the fuck off this show. Hot Captain walks up to him and lets him know that he will be terminated with extreme prejudice, and he, like Craig Toomey of the Langoliers, smiles that creepy fucking smile with those sunken, beady fucking eyes and says, love it.
Love it.
Love it.
Love it.
He truly was in shock in this moment. That was the most gratifying thing as a viewer was
You could feel his heart beating.
he didn't he didn't see it coming.
Yep.
And that's what was great
His
about
fucking dumb yellow skin and his fucking sunken eyes. I fucking hate him.
And had he seen it coming, I don't think he would have accepted it so swiftly, like the way he was like, oh, okay, well, thanks. They shook hands.
Love
even,
it.
I believe. Had he known, he would have like went out with a blaze of
Whatever
quote
the
unquote,
opposite of glory is. Yeah.
like he eventually ended up doing after he had some time to think about how much
exactly.
he's like, I didn't live up to my name as a big piece of shit.
Yeah. So he goes in and tells his best buddy, his companion and fellow conspirator in the Mutiny of Losers, that he too has been fired, and was fired because of poor communication. So obviously throws it on A show. We've got a big Jocko Willink fan over here. I think what a fucking piece of shit. So I love Toomey and Aisha here. They are reflecting in a very healthy manner about the two pieces of dead weight shit humans being taken off the boat. Jamie is next called up to the crow's nest and is kind of obligatorily informed about it. I was like, what the fuck does Jamie need to know any of this shit? Who cares
Well, he's
about
kind of
Jamie?
second in command, but he's perplexed because he's like, I get why these two losers have to leave the boat, but what about this fucking asshole that works for me that I've been bitching about for 3 months?
Yeah, well, being our final piece of shit left aboard, he of course handles the news like a piece of shit and like a bitch. He says, what the hell, mate? Why don't you fire Brittini? You know, because despite her being a great employee and an addition to the camaraderie aboard this vessel, she called me a bitch. So why don't you fire her?
Boy, he took some heat on social this week.
Yeah.
I was really having fun with that content. Of course, last episode we named Jamie's a bitch.
Yeah.
I created the thumbnail. I haven't always been doing the square versions of the thumbnails for social media, but
Yeah.
for this one I knew I had to.
Right.
And I shared it to all 23 Below Deck Facebook groups I'm in. Ended up being seen by 23,000 people.
I
And
thought you were
people
saying million.
loved it.
Amazing.
I shared it and I was like, I love the episode of I love the title of this podcast episode as if it were not my podcast. And it did really well. We actually got direct Patreon sign a couple. I saw names of people
Good job,
who
Nikki.
liked
Amazing.
it.
It's
And
the
then
importance of titling things. We recommend that everybody start a podcast, everyone, and title your things. Title your things.
Except for Doug Ellen. Don't start a podcast.
Oh, my God. I forgot it again. Oh, gosh.
What?
I forgot it again. A care package from a lovely fan that is
for the Indy 500.
that for the Indy 500. Such
That
a beautiful. I don't even want to say the name. I want to just wait until we have it in the studio to properly thank her. What a piece of shit I am. Oh my God. Get it together, Dylan.
We didn't make it in time for the Indy 500, so I feel like a week's not going to be the end of the world. We thank you for sending that.
It did arrive in time for the Indy 500.
Oh.
Just a beautiful gesture that I freaking. Next week we'll talk about it. Sorry.
So also, besides just our thumbnail online, Jamie did a diatribe. He addressed quote unquote
Yes.
Being a
bitch.
bitch.
7 minutes he's talking to camera, and it was very solemn. Like he had to address like sexual assault allegations or something.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson. I didn't touch those kids.
And
Of course I
They
did.
made me. They looked at my penis.
he
I fucked those kids. Come on.
very soon limited the comments on his Instagram post, and only about 60 people were kind of in his corner. And someone in our Facebook group really summed up the irony so well. I want to read it because he did such a good job. I don't have his name here because I whited it out for his anonymity. Otherwise, I would give it out to all of you. Jamie addressing Bitchgate on his Insta with a 7-minute diatribe against his fellow crew, but limited comments, so it's just the 60 people who still find him fuckable and commenting about how amazing he is earth-shattering levels of little baby bitch. You can't address the situation with the episode in which I was called a bitch and then limit comments to only your supporters and not let your detractors respond. That's what weak little bitches do.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Incredible. Jamie also doubled down on the fact that he didn't like being called a bitch, and it was really bitchy of those other two girls to do that. He stood by it. Benny came out with his own 7-minute response. Actually kind of made me like Benny. He looked really attractive. He's really brown skinned. His shirt unbuttoned. He has some type of crypto scheme he's shilling now. He's not on boats anymore.
Good
but
for
he
him.
just talked about how, basically Jamie's a bitch. It was a really fun off week.
Thank you for doing that work, because that would have sent me into one of my existential spirals.
14 minutes of my life watching those two go back and forth.
Never get it back. So, Jamie says Aisha is respected more in her position than I am. Pat, give us a wham one more time. I do agree, though, with the whole Benny thing, because his ire is painted is aimed towards Brittini and Benny and the highlights of Benny's incompetency role, and you're just like, my God, this kid sucks. How did this guy not get fucking fired?
He addressed a lot of his incompetencies. He feels differently in his 7 minutes.
Okay, good.
That's
So
the last time I'll reference.
let's move on to cool guy Ryan, processing things like an adult. He post saying, love it, let's stay in touch. Like the little fucking wimp he is, begins talking shit on Hot Captain, and unbeknownst to him, that hulking cock of a man can hear everything
Goddamn
he
word.
is saying. So he hears
They
him
never
say
learn.
that he is a vagina and that he's the only critic aboard, and regardless of how incorrect those things are, Captain's a hulking cock. You know, everybody knows that, and everyone hated Ryan's food. Hot Captain was not the only one. Everyone hated his food.
If Ryan called me a vagina, I'd be like, whatever. I'm gonna go fuck myself.
Yeah.
Sorry, Pat.
No. What I was going to say is,
got him.
I like Captain Jason's management style. I actually like how he fires people too. You know, he doesn't spend a lot of time or the kind of feigned, like, you know, like the long speech. Just, it's not working out, mate.
Yeah.
You know, you got to go.
Leave the niceties at the door.
Yep.
I hated how he said, "Let's keep in touch." That was his one little misstep and just like filling.
Well, it
in.
was completely empty.
It's filling in space. But other than that, I agree with you. Keep it brief.
It's a way of saying I don't completely hate you, even if he does. But when he heard him call him a pussy, but I think he did call him a vagina instead of a pussy, which is still very weak of Pizza Rat. Come on, say the whole word there, wimp. So what I would have done if I was Captain Hot Stuff Jason.
He's a vagina.
Look, mate, I heard everything you said. We'll fight right now. If you win, you can keep your job.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that.
I love that accent too.
Someone asked us to stop doing it.
Yeah, I think
A real person-
Australian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you get off, huh? What the fuck?
A real proper cunt asking us to stop. Crikey.
Well, I wouldn't use the C word when we're talking about our fans, but, you know, fuck off. Let us have a good time here,
yeah,
right?
we'll just shrimp on Bobby.
Don't tell us not to do it, because then we'll fucking do it even more.
Double down.
Fucking Marmite shit.
We're like Aisha, bitch.
All right, so Ryan, because he is a child, is put on a countdown. You know, like
it.
Ellie. 3, 2, 1. Okay, you're fired. Ryan rebuts Captain quite a bit here. He says the Cap was the only criticist. Not a word. How could you think that's a word? He also says that the guests were happy. No, they weren't. And there's a little bit more. He says that he'll never work for another captain who says he's a foodie ever again. Don't think Captain ever said that. And then he says that Captain Jason was intimidated by him because he's from the city. Ryan, enjoy carrying on in your father's footsteps of flipping pies and binge drinking. I hope you have a lovely, lovely life. And I hope that you pass of cirrhosis, but not in any kind of brutal way. You know what? Actually, I hope that you find some type of solace and change. I hope you find an inner sanctum.
You know when you like finish your thought and there was like a bit of silence, and that's odd normally because we're always ready to jump in when there's silence. Mm-hmm. I bit my tongue because I was gonna say I hope he dies in Final Destination type fashion on some September 11th.
Right.
Doesn't matter what year, just
September 11th.
It would just be fitting. But I didn't say that.
Right.
Because I don't want to wish death upon people.
Right, exactly. And thank God.
So good on me.
Thank God you did not say that. So Magda leaves the boat too. What time is it? It's time to talk about an elixir. You know it well. It will help you get through your day with zen, hum, and attentiveness, focus. It's all these good things. It's Magic Mind, okay? It has 12 natural ingredients. One of them is matcha. The others you will taste for yourself, okay, by going to magicmind.co and entering in promo code Sandy, Jason, to get 20% off and free shipping, okay? You don't need Monster, you don't need Celsius, you don't need Adderall, you don't need Mocha Java Rockstar. You don't need these things. All you need is a nice cup of coffee and or tea and Magic Mind. Go to magicmind.co. Use promo code Jason to get 20% off and start living a Zen life. Guys, let's talk about Athletic Greens. What an unbelievable company. I started taking AG1 because, just wasn't feeling too hot in the morning.
The podcasts weren't great. Until
we started taking AG1, I was feeling a little sluggish in the morning, and that would contribute to not great pods. But once I started taking AG1, everything turned around in my life. It is a small micro habit that will have untold benefits. Pat, do you like the taste?
Well, actually, I do like the taste. You know, normally when something's coming in a little pack and you're going to mix it with a little something, you throw it down your throat, you're like, I'm a little suspect to this.
Yeah.
Not Athletic Greens. It's like drinking, I don't know, just like...
Beauty. So it supports better sleep and quality recovery. AG1 is a small micro habit with big benefits. It's one thing you can do to take care of yourself. You can do every single day to take great care of yourself. It costs less than $3 a day. You're investing in your health, and that's cheaper than your cold brew habit. Athletic Greens also has 7,000 five-star reviews, and Athletic Greens is a climate neutral certified company. Okay. Also, the person that created it, he created it after experiencing how difficult it was to create your own optimal nutrition routine. So to
can I
make
give
it
a
easy,
testimonial?
yeah.
Cherie takes it every day. I only take it twice a week, you know, because
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you, I just don't like to put a lot of things in my body, but Cherie takes it every day. And I have to say, one of the beneficial things that come out of that, she's nicer. I don't know if they put that on the bottle.
No, they don't, but that is one of the big benefits they're speaking of. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/below-deck. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/below-deck to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
And mainly do it because you want to be a nicer person. Be nicer, you know? Makes you nicer.
But really quickly, Jamie tells his team what's going on. Culver says, really?
Yeah.
And then Jamie threatens his staff in a weird way with said firings. He's like, people are getting shit canned, so, you know, pick the fuck up. Hey, Jamie, you're the only one who's in danger of being fired. Literally only you. So.
Oh, he also blocked Another Below Deck Podcast _ and I actually never even tagged him or anything. Brian, our editor, did one time. He said something about him being a bitch, and he tagged him, which was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But I didn't do it. And, he blocked our podcast, Instagram.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Sounds like a little bitch.
Taking himself too seriously.
So then today, I DM'd him from my personal account, and I was like, would you like to come on our podcast? Just to see if he puts two and two together. It's more of a experiment. He's not going to
Oh, by the way, bravo. All bets are off.
Oh, they're not responding.
All bets are off. We're back to being rogue. So we're done with you.
Wait, what do you mean?
Peyton won't get back to him, it sounds like.
And then I'm dealing with the Below Deck PR person from Bravo. I said, hey, I want Ryan.
Down under?
I said, I want Ryan.
Yeah.
Said, I'll give you Culver. I said, I checked with you guys. You said, okay, we'll take Culver. It might be a boring interview, but who knows? We'll make it fun. And I said, okay, here are my days and times. And no response. And then I said, here's our days and times. No response. So you want to mind reaching out to Culver, asking him if he'll come on the show?
I'll give it a shot. I want to ask him what he thinks about Culver.
Why don't you CC me?
Okay.
And we'll fake like there's an escalation, right? Because, you know, we're all partners in this, but you attach another email to it, right?
Yeah.
So now we've got an escalated case. There's urgency here. And now Bravo PR's in trouble.
And
she just responded.
No way.
Hey, Patrick, my apologies for the delay. As
Yeah.
you know, schedules can be a bit tough with this show. Would you actually be interested in interviewing Benny instead?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think we
of
take it,
course.
keep the relationship with
Can
him.
you imagine she was hearing me?
Well,
All right, Bravo, we're back on the same page. I'll tell you what, as long as you were able to get back in line as I requested, yes, we'll take Benny.
all right. So Magda leaves the boat. There's a little bit of tension between Aisha and Magda. Magda isn't happy, and I don't blame her, because Aisha is firing her because of how hot she is. And that is not cool.
And then she keeps apologizing to her face for it, as if she wasn't the one that made the decision, which I was actually in Magda's side. Just remove yourself from the situation.
Yeah, just say goodbye to her. You're never going to see her again. And Magda, go, slit that slut Paulina's throat or something. Go have a fun time.
Well, I fear for this poor young girl. I mean, after all this drama of, she's so upset from getting fired, and then I pray she doesn't surprise her boyfriend. I forgot his name. I think.
Oh, sure.
And, she walks in the door to see him bobbing for apples in Pauline's pussy.
Oh, wow. We're a little rough tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
It's
really unnecessary.
I have no
I'm
doubt.
disgusted by myself.
Bobbing for apples in Paulina's pussy.
That's a great visual. I see.
So
what's
let's
going
break
on.
it down right now. So definitely oral sex, right? So it's cunnilingus. But was the implication that she had a kind of chasm of a vagina, right? Because you'd need a good amount of space to bob for apples.
He's just so dedicated. He's going so deep. He's trying to bite the cervix.
Oh, got it.
Some people like to insert the tongue. The ladies don't need that.
They do not. Nope. No one ever wants that.
Pressure on the clitoris.
Yeah.
No one ever wants that.
Yeah.
Shame on you, man.
I was actually proud of Magda in this moment. Not that I think it's going to stick or there will be any real change, but she was taking some introspection. She's like, like in her OTF, she's like, I understand it. I need to like back off. I mean, obviously, the second she gets around her boyfriend. Oh, I was going to say, actually, I have no doubt she is going to see her boyfriend bobbing for apples in Paulina's pussy when she walks in. Mm-hmm. Now, whether or not what she's seeing is actually exist or there,
right?
Completely different discussion. Because you posited that possibly Paulina's fake.
Yep.
Someone else posited that possibly her boyfriend is fake.
Yes.
I think it might be true. She'll walk in, start beating the shit, breaking shit. She'll be like, "Oh yeah, they left in a huff." When someone comes, and they'll be like, "There's no one here."
Yeah. That'll be crazy.
And then she turns into Dushka.
Yeah.
I wish someone put a mop on Dushka's head and sent her back on the boat and said, "I'm back."
Okay.
Maybe at midnight she turns into Dushka, like the
Cinderella.
carriage into the pumpkin.
Maybe not midnight, but 10 years.
So she tells Jason that she wants to fuck him, and then she heads out. So let's get back to bitch face being rude and petulant and a little piece of shit to Bertini. He's holding this thing over her head. You know, this minor incident that means nothing that happened 3 days ago. She asks him, are we good? Because he's been cold and mean to her for a long time. And he says, I don't know. What are you, in your own story, Jamie? No one cares. Move on. And I loved Bertini's response to this. She's like, you're supposed to do a little internalization if somebody calling you a bitch makes you this angry for multiple days. You're not supposed to lash out at other people. You're supposed to look in the mirror and go, why does this word make me so upset? And why do I hate women? And why do I want to fuck men?
I was impressed by Bertini here. She's obviously done some work on
cool.
herself.
We should talk to her, too.
Bertini's cool.
Bertini is cool.
Bertini's cool. So.
I think it's that time, Dill.
I think it's that time, too.
It's time for the Preference Shake Meeting!
I'm going to get a margarita.
You got a margarita?
Well, you got a margarita.
Yeah, but they're not cold.
They're not?
No,
there's a limerita that was. Oh, it's not. Oh,
the fridge in there. Oh, it's not cold in there.
It's not cold. But if you want one, I'll go get you some ice.
You know, a funny, quick anecdote. When we went to go see Jack White the other night, I went up to the bar and I said, "I'll have a gin and tonic." And as he was going to get the cup and he brought the Hendrix over, I saw a specialty cocktail.
No, you're fucked.
1800 L.A. Rita. And I said, ooh, what's the 1800 L.A. Rita? And he said, it's a margarita.
With 1800 tequila in it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Specialty cocktail.
Dylan, let me tell you, this is what you do with those bartenders on those nights. First off, if you gotta have a little cash on you. I do this at airports when I was flying.
Yep.
You want to get drunk, right? You want to get a buzz on and you want to do it for less than $30.
Let's pause for a second and ask the question, why are we speaking this long about this, right? So what's going on with Derelict over here?
Well, he's being polite. He's pulling up his notes.
No, he's scrambling right now.
I'm not scrambling.
Well,
Nick, we're going to stretch for you for a second. Here's what you do, dude.
Okay.
You put a $20 thing on the table with the bartender, and you say, I don't know if you're a whiskey guy, I don't know if you're a tequila guy, just have him pour straight spirits into the glass. You can find a way to get Coke later. As a mixer, have him pour a cup full of the distilled spirit of your choice. Tip him another fucking 20, and then boom, you can go up to them and just go, hey, can I have? They'll give you the Diet Coke or the orange spritz for free. Go, hey, can I have an orange juice? I just bought a champagne or something. They'll give that to you for free.
It's an interesting tactic.
No, it works all the time. Always throw the cash out front, and then the bartender, a little wink and a nod.
Well, my other thing was like, it's $65 for 2 drinks, right? 2 doubles, because it's the YouTube theater, and there's like that tip window, right? It's like 15, 18, 20. It's like, I'm not tipping you fucking.
Or other.
Yeah, I do other, and then I tip $5.
$5, yeah.
Yeah. I'm
You're making a drink. You didn't.
Yeah, I'm not. You made a 1800 LA Rita. You poured 2 ounces of tequila and then threw some mix in it. Well, I'm paying you fucking $10 for that.
Kick rocks.
Get rocks.
You ready, Nick?
Yep. All right. Primary, Jordan Blue. Jordan Blue is a successful yoga instructor who runs multiple studios. Originally from Steamboat.
Bikram?
That rapist?
I thought it was I thought you were bucking at Jordy. I think her name's Jordy.
It is Jordy.
What'd I say?
The wrong name.
Who gives a shit?
I said Jordy Blue, didn't I?
No, Jordan.
Oh. Is a successful yoga instructor who runs multiple studios. Originally from Steamboat Springs, Colorado. Jordy has sailed a lot, but this trip is special. She will be celebrating her
30th.
Yeah.
30th birthday.
The wife and I joked about that.
I think it's her 60th. This is 30th?
It's 40th.
It's 30th, and I was confused about that too. But
Maybe they ran out of fours at the dollar store.
at various different moments throughout that birthday, I was like, is she 40 or is she 30?
I honestly think it might be her 60th, the way this preference sheet is. This is the first time I've ever seen this. They have markings on the preference sheet, and they have 60th or possibly 30th or 40th, but I think that looks like 60.
She's definitely not 60.
Yeah, it does look like 60.
It looks like her 60th birthday. Maybe that's why they circled it, because it was a mistake. Someone from Bravo's PR, because there's no way this is actually what the preference sheets look like on all these boats.
That's probably
someone from Bravo fucked it up. All right, and so for that, she wants them to provide a charter she'll remember. Joining Jordy, that's a hard one, on charter will be her brother Teft. Cool name. Well, actually, I guess that was Taff. My sister's first boyfriend in high school was Kevin Taff. That guy was cool. He was really friendly to me. Facilities manager at some company and massive water enthusiast.
Yeah.
And her partner, Ryan. Also joining are their friends, fellow American Jason and Gardena, his wife, who've also chartered many super yachts.
Right.
They want a black and white party. They want a Coachella-themed beach picnic.
/ Burning Man.
Which I think those are two different experiences. Mm-hmm. You should not...
Completely different vibe.
Yeah,
That'd be like saying Stagecoach and Coachella.
Yes, exactly. Well, actually, probably same amount of drugs, but way less people who have completely destroyed their lives with drugs at Coachella. I feel like,
Right. Yeah.
Burning Man are the weirdos, though, and the hippies.
Burning Man is what you do when Coachella starts to not move the needle for you anymore, and you need more sex parties.
There you go.
And Jason goes to sex parties sometimes, and that concludes the preference sheet.
Yeah. Sorry.
Hey, get a drink, will you? Relax.
I want to say there's a problem that I'm going to stop doing. I watched the episode, and then I'm like, oh, preference sheet meeting. I'm going to leave that till the end. And then I finish the episode. I watch Housewives. I'm like, I'm ready, relaxed. I got time to spare. I'm just going to sit here and rub Chewy's belly. Yeah. And I did forget. But I brought it together, and you helped. Thanks for the assist.
Yeah, no, you pulled it together, dude.
So we learn a little bit about Lazy Susan here, and
man! I know I fucked up a couple times, so you have to insult me.
And we also learn about I think Hot Captain is a bit of a DJ enthusiast.
Can I tell you what that video was? Obviously, of Hot Captain at a music festival somewhere on the planet Earth. That's when he crashed that fucking boat, right? And that video went viral of him talking about saving a bunch of lives, although he probably killed 50 people simultaneously.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of people reached out and said, hey, I want to fuck you. Why don't you come to this festival? And that's how that old guy showed up there doing the dad dance.
Well, I wasn't even talking about that. I was talking about when Jamie's like, or Benny's like, yeah, I got the Pioneer D12s, and he's like, you know how to work this? And Hot Captain's like, oh no, I'm familiar with this table or something like that. I was like, oh geez, we got a DJ here. What's going on? There's a strange moment here where Jamie's like, yeah, whatever. Benny's gonna DJ. It's like, will you stop being such a huge bitch? You can't balk at that moniker if you are that constantly. Everything that comes out of his mouth.
What's more fanciful? Benny calling himself a DJ or you calling yourself a cop? You work at a boat.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And now he's going to be a fucking Navy SEAL bosun, but we'll get to that.
The only way you make that transition if he actually was a cop is like police brutality. He got let off the force.
Right.
You're not going to leave that.
I think he was a rent-a-cop.
He was a rent-a-cop.
Yeah.
He was a rent-a-cop. Because he would have fucking sucked it out as long as he could to get that pension. That's a beautiful pension. I don't know if that's how it works in Australia, though.
Pensions?
Yeah.
I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. When you said Lazy Susan, I actually knew you weren't talking about me, and in fact, talking about Benny's DJ name. And I actually really like that name as a DJ because it spins. You spin in circles. I don't know if everybody got that.
Yeah.
I know you two did. I assumed you two did, but I don't know if everybody got that.
Yeah.
We do this for them.
Lazy Susans are typical Chinese centerpiece so that everybody can have access to the cornucopia of culinary delights.
Some may remember Malia in her underwear on top of the Lazy Susan in the galley.
Oh, hell yeah, I remember that. No, I don't remember anything about these seasons once we're done with them. But anyways, sweet moment. Hot Captain calls his daughter, calls her a horse. And then Jamie has a moment of self-reflection. Can we get to the next day?
Next day.
Benny up early, putting a little elbow grease into things, and we break down the preference sheet meetings. What? Oh, yeah. So Aisha goes over the CV of the new stew, and it would seem that the show really does purposefully subject the wealthy to incompetence. And I understand that there are windows of time in hiring, and sometimes you can't get the best. But Magda, compared to this one?
Well, this one is taking a third stew role so she can get a couple episodes of TV.
Sure.
I don't think she would be willing to do that for
long term,
season,
and if not, cameras weren't there.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. So Nate is our new Aussie chef. He has a ton of experience working on big boats, and he put a sneaky order in last night. Aisha walks him into the galley, which is as disgusting as Ryan's childhood home, I'm assuming. It's habitual how he acts, and it's trauma-induced. So we then meet Taylor, who is very pretty. Mm-hmm. She's pretty. I wonder if that's going to...
I don't think they get to admit this in hiring practices in the CRAT division of HR or whoever does this, but I think you have to be mildly attractive at the very least.
100%. And little Gabby told us that too.
They said it's one of the few industries you still put your picture on your CV.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or good luck getting hired, essentially.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, how did Lloyd get hired? So anyways, she is 23. She's got Invisalign. She's a Kiwi, and I hope that she and Culver do not hook up because Brittini's heart will be broken. I wrote that before I saw the tease for next week.
Who was that person?
That was
Brittini.
No, it wasn't.
That was that was the charter
Jordy.
guest.
Yeah, it was Jordy.
Oh, she must have fell off the wagon.
Oh my God, did she? She fell off the wagon 12 hours she was on the wagon, or 12 hours after she was on the wagon. All right, stop, Dylan. So Nate gets straight to work cleaning up all of Ryan's fucking neglect.
John Taffer would be pissed.
Oh my God.
What are you doing? You'll kill people.
And Gordon Ramsay would have pulled 4 yachts up to the starboard of this boat.
24 hours to hell and back.
And thrown up an inflatable screen.
Well dressed up as Mrs. Doubtfire.
It would have been odd because the new charter guest would be on the boat. This is your kitchen. This is disgusting.
Yeah, and then he would have gone, get off.
Everyone off the boat. We paid $60,000, Gordon Ramsay.
We're in the middle of the ocean. There's not enough life rafts. Get off!
Swim. Leave your beer. So, they take off to get the guests. Aisha says that she hates making mocktails. And fortunately for her, Taylor loves making mocktails. Why would you hate making mocktails? It's really weird.
Nothing pisses Aisha off more than sobriety.
Yeah, well, she's an Aussie. So the anchor is dropped, and we get our first little sense of with Taylor. She's a little bit bitchy about the pineapple in the pina coladas. And you know what? Good for her. How the fuck have they been making pina coladas without pineapple? I mean, that's the drink. People think it's a coconut beverage. It's not. It's 70% pineapple.
I wouldn't have known that.
It's one of my. It's just such a delicious cocktail.
You only have it once a year, though. You know, you don't have it on a Friday night where you're watching Netflix. You know what? I apologize to you.
Dylan, Dylan, a couple more questions.
Didn't even say anything.
What are your thoughts on making love after midnight?
It's too late.
Or getting caught in the rain?
What about what's making love after? Do they say that in that?
Yeah.
Do they?
If you like pina coladas.
I'm with Patrick. I find that to be too late an hour to make love.
Me too. I like having sex in the morning.
Me too.
If you like pina coladas, getting caught in the rain.
So Britt and Culver get an email about their new
midnight.
home, and then the
that.
guests arrive. Weird that Culver introduces himself and then his boss every time they do this. It's strange that Jamie doesn't kind of take the lead on this when they're picking up guests. It's always Culver going, "Hi, I'm Culver, and this is my boss, Jamie." He's just sitting here being quiet. It's very strange. So, not a ton happened, so a little bit of a meanwhile. Need you guys to stop me when you would like me to stop. So, Taylor's good with tongs. Nate is hitting on Taylor a little bit. Oh, my God, he's very close to her face.
Oh, yeah.
Culver texts his mom, "Wish you were here, working with me." And Aisha pries into the primary's alcohol issues, which is just so bizarre. So she says, what is it, a health thing? One, probably not. And two, if it is, possibly even sadder, just leave this one alone.
Oh,
You
yeah.
do not know this person. Do not ask why they're not drinking. It's walking into a bear trap.
Pasco, do not collect $200. Do not get into this shit.
And if you do stop drinking, I feel like it's always for your health, whether it be mental or
Sure.
physical.
Yeah.
And also, Jim Gaffigan had this exact bit about it. He's like, it's the only disease you have where people ask, why? It's you never. Oh, I don't eat. I can't remember his example.
Yeah.
Why? But it was a great bit by Jim Gaffigan.
Third
his first Comedy
DUI.
Central.
Oh, that makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd stop drinking if I had 3
Speaking of
DUIs.
DUI, my Uncle Hub beat his 4th DUI today.
How does he do that?
He's a mystic. It's unbelievable. It's
Really?
really unbelievable. So everybody fucking give it up for Hub. I mean, he is unbelievable,
Well, I
man.
mean, I hope he learned his goddamn lesson.
What?
Don't drink with alcohol in your system.
Now, Hub learns not lessons. We've talked about this. He does not like black people. He called someone the N-word.
Is that right?
He got punched in the face. His ocular bone was broken. He
Yikes.
lost the eye. And we said, well, maybe he learned a lesson. And Nick made a great point. No, I think his hatred is entrenched further.
It's like when Liam Neeson's girlfriend got raped, and in like the
Oh,
1970s,
yeah, that
and he
was
went
that.
out on the street with a shotgun, and he said he was going to kill the first black guy he saw.
Oh, right, yeah.
I've learned a lot from that.
Yeah.
Well,
Don't share that, Liam.
set of skills.
then we get to Jamie, who is seeking to not only bond with Benny, but also to get his helicopter license for the most convoluted reason of all time. But it kind of makes sense.
To get laid? That's
yes,
why anybody gets their pilot's
definitely that. But he wants to be a deckhand who can also fly a helicopter if the boat needs it. It sounds like a pretty niche
Yeah, it's pretty niche. Yeah.
situation. But if you did find yourself in that job, it would be via a very wealthy person hiring you. There are plenty of yachts. There are not that many yachts with
Trump
a helipad.
needs it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Drop.
Do your Trump. You find out that Jamie's a bitch and you don't want him working for you anymore.
Oh, I found out this loser.
Yeah.
He doesn't like the word bitch.
Yeah.
He's a loser.
Yeah. All right.
Heard he
so-
likes guys.
All right.
Loser.
So Nate says he wants to be like Captain Jason, work hard, and be effortlessly attractive to women. Well, with all due respect, unless you find a witch and she takes something you love from you, that's not going to happen. So they head to the beach, and I've got to give it to Toomey. Taylor is being a pushy little asshole, despite Toomey being on the boat way longer than her, and Toomey is handling it very, very well. Toomey is just a rock-solid individual. And
Except the narking. She's narked quite a bit.
Well, a little bit of a narc, but also she narked on the Mutiny of Losers, so I don't blame her. But once again, the I don't want to beat a dead horse, but the cast is not strong enough. The good guys are not big enough characters to get us over the line. You know, there's too many shitbag detractors. So we get a little dishwasher leak before the basic bitches arrive back from their Coachella celebration.
By the way, I always bitch about these picnic things.
yeah,
This was solid.
amazing. I mean, amazing.
The only thing missing was like some hot strippers over the mountain that made their way through a trail and they crashed the beach, Coachella / whatever that other festival was. That would have brought it home, but the fucking oysters pulled out when it got dark.
Sorry. So, all right. So,
What are you confused about?
so are they hired? Are they wild?
No.
I think they were just around. They heard the music playing.
And they were all strippers.
I'm sorry, fucking that up. And yeah, they just come over. And
they're all strippers.
They were all friends. And then
yeah.
everything else is perfect.
Right.
And then they say, come back to the yacht with us and have dinner tonight.
Right. And
Other
then
than that,
do they all fuck?
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Do Trump seeing a bunch of stray strippers coming down the beach?
Don't. I don't think it's not.
That's perfect now. All right, so we have this dishwasher leak issue, and Nate says, "Great, I'm gonna look like an asshole in front of Captain Jason." I was at this moment like, "Take it easy, man." You know, it does turn out to be a little bit of an issue though. So DJ Lazy Susan still got it, and Mitch Storm or whatever the fuck his name is has always had it. We mentioned that this is a wonderful setup. I think they knocked it out of the park, but we still have dinner, which is not prepared at this moment because these goddamn engineers are fucking drunk. They're sitting at the bottom of this boat. They don't have anything to do. And then finally, when they get the call, they got to go down the pole and they got to fucking, flop all over the place, try to fix things. And they're taking forever. So the crew gets back to the boat, and the primary has now, all hopped up on festival vibes, decided that she wants to shirk her sobriety. So the chef seems to be in some amount of shit, and I've got to ask, I mean, Nate, mise en place, could you have prepped any of this away from the galley? Why are you 40 minutes before dinner all of a sudden scrambling to cut carrots,
I was wondering if...
Julianne off site if you need.
I was wondering for a moment if it was some kind of food maritime law. You can't prepare food in the same room where this plumbing shit is going on. I'm just trying to make an excuse for poor Nate.
Sure, that could be it.
Possible.
That could be it. So, Benny is getting lovely teddy bear. Oh, I don't know what that means. And the 30-year-old...
Oh, I know. I think Benny explains that Jamie's treating him like a teddy bear now.
Oh, that's right.
And what he doesn't realize is it's not that somehow Jamie's come to terms. Well, Jamie has come to terms. He's being a teddy bear because you're a lost fucking cause to him.
Right.
There's no helping you. He's given up, which is the worst thing that I guess a manager can do with someone.
Yeah.
Which is, there's nothing I can do. I just need to ride this out.
Yeah.
And then I never want to see this person.
Yeah, but Jamie's a bitch.
Two things can be true at once.
That's true. So let's get to the 30-year-old drinking again, quote unquote. Yeah. We sit down to dinner in the first course.
Maybe it's the drinking that's aged her beyond her years.
Can you imagine being at a 40-year-old's 30th birthday party? It would just be so awkward. Everybody would be like, happy 30th birthday. It would just be so strange.
I can't get into it because it's a friend. I went to a 40th birthday party. She wasn't 40.
That woman.
I can't say the name.
What's her name again?
I'm not going to get it.
I know.
Names.
Ostrander.
Be quiet. I can't say someone's name, but they were definitely not 40. But we all played along.
Right.
We all played along.
Yeah, it's very, very.
To me, that's not. That. What were you gonna say? Because that's insanity.
Insanity.
Just live with it. I don't know.
It's honestly now maybe this is going a little too far. When the diagnosis comes in for the 70-year-old that he's got 2 weeks left to live, and you bring him home like, hey, what did the doctor say? They said go home, Dad.
Right.
And we're all gonna just have a good time.
Sure, right.
What did the doctor say? He said nothing, Dad.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. We're lying to the person.
Right. Exactly. White lies are very helpful, although this is not a white lie. This is a communal buying into insanity, like Nick said. So, first course is salmon and snapper, sashimi, and nigiri are at 12. Simple plate of food, sloppily cut and pulled too early. Sprinkle some tacky microgreens on the plate, and we've got a fucking whiff on the first course. Nate fires the tempura next. It's a fragile batter, one that needs to be consumed quickly for the salt to adhere to the crisp, and for that to be, kind of an ethereal wafer as it is. And Aisha, God love you, girl, but Fuck the one
Fuck
who is
it.
eating
Bring it up.
slowly. Get the shit up on the table. Tempura turns into an
Mush.
inedible thing very, very
Gets
quickly.
very chewy on
Like
the
I
outside,
said,
and
yes.
whatever contents are
Yeah,
inside.
yeah. No, it's a fragile batter, as I said, and I don't care if it's coursed out. Get it up on the table. Now, Jordy at this point is well on her way to getting shit-faced, and Nate is well on his way to getting fired. And it's fucking Taylor and Aisha's fault. A silence washes over the table as they wait for their soy sauce that Nate told them to leave, and then we get to Tempura Gate.
I want to talk about Tempura Gate for a
Yeah.
second, Dylan. All right, I get soy sauce. We're going to bring up, we fucked up.
You usually
How
don't
about some tempura sauce?
Yeah, you use it with you eat it with ponzu or shoyu.
That's what I'm saying.
Or
That's
something
not
like
even
that.
mentioned.
Yeah,
I'm concerned about Nate and
Yeah.
his tenure.
I honestly, I'm certain Leon is on this motherfucking season.
Wouldn't that be funny? This guy lasts one day, and then Leon the asshole gets on this boat.
I'm telling you, I think that's what happens.
that's pretty crazy because this man does not have good instincts. Oyster mushroom tempura. Okay. If you've ever had tempura, you know that the worst one out of the entire bunch is always the
Carrot.
mushroom. No. Tempura is often just not that good. It's greasy. It's not seasoned well, and it just sucks.
It's
But
lighter fried food.
if you are going to make king oyster tempura, you're going to need to par cook the king oyster before you dip it in the batter, because if you just do it raw, the batter is going to burn to a crisp before that thing is even remotely cooked. I mean, this was just a really, really bad idea. It was fucking whack-ass shit, actually. Save the best for last. After 30 minutes or so, the sober primary is now blackout, and up comes the teriyaki beef. But the Yoshinoya beef bowl has to halt on the steps because Jordy is not yet there. She's throwing up in the bathrooms. And the plates sit, and the noodle garnish is victim of the winds of Oceania. And I mean, we've not tasted the beef, but I can comfortably say 100 pots for us in this episode and 7 pots for Nate. Not a strong showing, but there's room for improvement. Guys, jump in the comments. Let us know what you thought of this episode. We'll see you next week. I'm Dylan saying goodbye. Nick, say goodbye.
Bon voyage.
Pat, say good jish.
Later, dudes.